I've seen women elevate people's lives, but also have the inverse effect and destroy men's lives too. If you pick the wrong spouse.
And vice versa.
And vice versa.
Yeah,
More often than not, men destroying women
but
through
mostly
violence.
women destroying men. But anyway, thanks for that.
But
Jess.
never men destroying men.
No. Oh, not in the way. Well, not in that way. You know what I'm saying?
Like your Hindi.
मेरा हिंदी बहुत बकवास है मैं अच्छा नहीं बोल सकता
तुम्हारा हिंदी अच्छी है.
You have to speak English here.
I don't.
Sachin,
I actually
the
don't
widest
speak Hindi.
Indian. Such is the widest
I
Indian.
don't speak anything.
Yeah, you don't do shit. Is my mic good? It's. I don't want Tarun going nuts.
Could I please get some more room for Sachin, your guest? Thank you.
Does anyone sit cross-legged
No,
on the
but
chair?
No, if you want to do that. I mean,
But you do everything weird anyway.
I do.
All right. We good? Any
Yep.
questions?
Yeah.
All right. What's going on, guys? My name's Tarun Shetty. Welcome to the Convo Sutra here with a guest I'm so excited to have on, who I've been stalking for months. But first, how about we do a quick intro for our audio listeners?
Hey guys, it's Jazz. I'm the host of the Hot Chai Pod, a Bollywood gossip and film review podcast. You can watch us on YouTube.
What's up, guys? Pritesh, I'm back. Actor, comedian, producer.
Hey, I'm Sachin, actor, many things.
Sachin Bhatt here in the Convo Sutra.
Yeah,
Thanks
let's
for
go.
coming, dude. Appreciate
it.
you, man. I think I first met you at the gym. We used to work out in West Hollywood. And
Yeah.
nice
Crunch?
to see Crunch.
Crunch.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I consider you as like one of the original actors here in LA, like Desi actors.
Yeah, I've been here a long time, 15 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. I met Sachin like pretty soon after I moved here. Like we crossed paths.
Yeah.
Yeah, wild.
Was that when we worked on that video game thing?
That was we met.
I
then.
helped him. I helped his stomach.
You helped his stomach?
You didn't think I was going to bring it up.
No, please bring it up. I
He
want
was
to
in
hear it.
India. He was in India, and he was having stomach issues, and I was studying Ayurveda at the time.
Okay.
And so I don't know. I gave you like lists of foods.
No, you actually helped me. Okay, you're gonna bring it up. This is not sexy at all. What I'm about to say.
Yeah.
I went to India. I got really
Stomach issues at 10 o'clock in the morning on Saturday.
Dude,
Yeah.
I mean, this is when you know I'm Indian, but not Indian. Because I went to India, I came back super sick. Like super sick, as in my stomach was so messed up. I could not eat. I was like, stomach inflammation. I lost 20 pounds. Go to the doctor. No one could find out what's going on with my body. They're like, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine. I'm like having a mental breakdown. Like, what's going on with my body? Then they finally did a colonoscopy. And they thought I was there to pick up my grandpa. I was like, no, I'm here for me. And they found out I had proctitis, which is like, literally my intestines were like red. And that was when I met him, right when I got that diagnosis. He's like, you can do all these natural stuff. And it actually did help.
Yeah, I don't remember what I told him. But
He's like, what are you talking about?
at the time, yeah.
It was bonding quick.
Dr.
To be honest.
Sachin
Dr.
came to the
Sachin
rescue.
Bhatt.
I realized I didn't want to hear people's problems all day. And
Yeah.
so then I was like, maybe I'll just keep this Ayurveda for me and not see clients.
I thought you were saying you want him to shut up on set. So you were like, here, let me tell you what to say.
Probably too. That's probably true too.
I mean, probably.
Come on.
Hey, I just want to make a quick shout out to Dialogue Coffee, probably the best coffee shop in Los Angeles. Check it out. Thanks so much for supplying us with caffeine today and keeping us going. Dialogue, it's great.
Delicious.
It's very good.
It is
Oh, I should
really
look at
good.
this camera, huh?
Hey, whichever one, man. You're too good looking.
All
the cameras will pick you up.
Yeah.
We're turning all of them to face you.
Okay, great.
I don't even know what to ask you because you've done everything possible. Like in terms of like your career as an actor. Did you grow up in Indiana?
St. Louis. I
Okay.
went to school in Indiana.
Okay. But you were there and you ended up in New York and then you were here and you've done theater, TV, film, like pretty much everything. And you're a trained opera singer as well.
Yeah, I went to school for opera, and I ended up doing all the musical theater stuff. And then I moved to New York and did a couple tours, and did Bombay Dreams, did West Side Story.
Which
and,
is
like,
huge,
Asian
by the way.
Huge,
Bombay Dreams
yeah.
is huge.
Yeah, it was wild at the time to carry a show because I was not ready for it.
What do you mean?
Like to sing like 11 songs every night, 8 shows a week. It was actually super stressful. Like I just stayed in my room when I wasn't working, just like saving my voice for that night. And I had West Side Story, then I got Bombay Dreams, and then after that I was like, I think I'm done with musical theater for a bit. And then I moved here.
Interesting. Was Race Machete on that?
Yeah, we were love interests.
And you were like, I'm done with theater. I'm just going to do TV.
Yeah, I just didn't want to stress anymore about singing.
Well,
It caused so much anxiety.
how did Indian parents feel when you're like, I'm going to school for opera?
Oh yeah, I told my parents that I was also double majoring in business, which was true at the time, but then I failed.
And then he's like,
I
I'm
failed
done.
the class.
Leslie
accounting
Indians,
or
double
something.
major in business to pacify
Yeah.
the parents.
I failed it, a business class, and so I dropped that right away to get it off my,
Yeah.
what do we call it? GPA, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I told them like my third year that I'm just doing voice.
And how'd that go?
I think it was okay, but they were always like backup plan.
Yeah.
And, I didn't have that. And then, when I got Bought Me Dreams, my mom came to every show and we toured to St. Louis. She came to all like 14, 16 performances.
Yeah, but your mother's amazing.
Yeah?
How do you know his mom?
Do you know my mom? Oh, you met my mom.
I met his
My
mom.
mom, my mom helped me with stomach issues.
No, let me tell you. I met his mom in
Dallas.
Dallas, and she's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And you told me so much about how supportive she's been
Yeah.
in your journey and other stuff I want to get into later. So, yes, I met your mom. Thanks for forgetting.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
I forgot.
Yeah. But that's like, so you did opera, and then how about your dad? Like, he was cool with it too? That's like an Indian father's worst
my
dream.
family, like my dad played sitar and he was an artist.
Okay.
But he was also a motel owner.
Yeah.
You gotta do it right.
Shocker.
You gotta do it
Shocker.
right.
Yeah.
So no, he was very much like, you need a second job and all of that. But also my sister went to India to study classical dance, Bharatanatyam she was there for 6 years,
Yeah.
and she's 10 years older. So they kind of like paved the way for me to then.
She softened them
Yeah.
a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
arts runs in this
It's
family.
art's like, my dad could like stare at a painting for like an hour.
Oh, wow.
So art was like huge in my family. Like my living room looked like a museum. Like my dad would have plaques of information under the pictures.
Wow.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Dude, that's very different Indian parents.
Well, they're still
Compared to-
conservative.
I guess, but it shows that they had like such a knack for art. Shows
Yeah.
why you and your sister are like that. So they have a deeper understanding of why you take this career path.
Totally.
I think it might be different for us as NRIs to think about because a lot of them came over to do like different types of businesses or like white collar jobs. But, there's an extremely pronounced art scene all across India.
Yeah. It is big time. I just think it doesn't always translate to what they think is a career choice. Like, we have some of the best music and artistry and festivals in India.
Textiles
Exactly.
and-
But it's like someone's doing it, but over here they're like, oh, that's not the safe path. So we don't want to actually make it a career, but we love it. We adore it. We're amazing at it. Our culture is amazing at it.
There's a story that maybe you could tell how you got to LA. Did you book a job and you came out here for like one job and stayed?
Oh, I did.
yeah.
Yeah.
Can you
hear
tell that
that.
story?
I had booked a lead in this film called The Ode. And like other actors were in it, like Parvez China, Sakin
Yeah.
Jaffrey, Rebecca Hazelwood. Anyway, Anil Kumar. And so that brought me here, and I was here for 2.5 months filming that. And that was like a really gay movie. It was amazing. It never got released. Sad.
That's how gay it was.
That's how gay it was.
It was too
gay for release. It was
Too gay for
super gay.
release.
Super gay.
So sad. But then I like got here and I was like, oh, life is just easier here.
Than New York.
Yeah.
In what way?
It was just like hustling. Like one, musical theater auditions could be like 8 hours long.
Yeah.
You could be there all day. Getting around New York to different auditions, the weather. I feel like you can get more here.
Wait.
For
Isn't the
less money.
subway system easier to like transportation wise?
Yeah, but if you have an audition on the Lower East Side and then you're going to like the Upper West Side and then it's
chaotic.
Go for it. What?
No, I was gonna say I lived in New York for a long time as well, and it is a harder life. I would describe it like that to people too, even though like everything is kind of at your fingertips, or it seems like it's a small island, but it's very expensive. It's very like taxing on the body.
There's
like
a
so much
hustle
walking
to it.
and
New York
Yeah.
broke me, honestly. As a comedian, like I remember actually like just like almost breaking down on the street.
Wait, you live there?
Yeah, I went to school there and I was in New York doing stand up for like 4 years at least. So I was there for 7. But like I remember I used to pass out flyers for stage time and I just was treated like shit. But it makes you tough because when you come out here, I feel like my hustle out here is because of New York.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
It was great for my 20s, but then I got tired.
But you have a
got tired.
hustle though to you, so maybe that's from everything you went through.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
It
I'm
builds
not
like an intensity and like
He looks like a very
armor.
intense guy.
He is a little
Sitting here
intense.
crossed like, he's like a monk, Buddhist monk here.
But when you came-
Sutra.
Ayurvedic monk.
You moved here. How was like the scene? Like, how was the gay scene in New York compared to the gay scene here? For you,
Well, I didn't.
was the gay scene.
I didn't venture out in the gay scene.
I didn't know. I mean, he's quiet about it, but I want to know about the
Nuanced
I think
questions.
New York was much more wild because
You nasty, bro. I could tell.
the theater scene, no one cared. You know what I mean? Like here, my
Yeah.
first manager was like, "Don't tell anyone you're gay."
In LA?
Yeah, don't talk about it.
Really?
And I think then I got like, I kind of limited who I was as a performer because I was worried about like, oh, if I smile or blah blah blah, and so that kind of screwed me up for a few years.
That's
That
not
was a
something I
terrible
expected.
manager. He was like, don't wear V-neck.
Was
I'm
he
wearing
gay?
a V-neck.
Was he gay too?
You know what? Maybe. I don't know, but
He was
maybe.
overcautious.
He's like, don't tell anybody. Nobody knows I am either. Yeah,
exactly. So that, like,
That's weird for LA. I think that was not even a big
no,
deal.
I think, I mean, the industry is like there's people like Matt Bomer and people who you know could have been affected by coming out.
I'm glad you brought that up though, because as Indians, I remember being back then, it was tough already being a South Asian.
Yeah.
So having another layer to audition with and saying you have to limit yourself. I saw an interview, you said you have to know yourself, which took me decades to understand in, stand-up acting. And I feel like you've gone through this metamorphosis of getting to where you are. And I think I really believe that's why you're successful. You want to ask a question? I know we talked a little bit in the car about his acting stuff.
It's interesting what you mentioned about, not coming across or telling people that you're gay or whatever it might be because of maybe typecasting. And I'm seeing that even in Bollywood too with, some actors have come out and then you're like, does the audience see them as like macho enough or hero material or like lead actor material? Can they amass like the female fan base? I've been following you for years as a fan. The looks. I don't need to know if you're gay or not. I don't care.
That's
you.
that's a funny story. I was telling Sachi that when we came here and I saw him. I think the first time I met you was like there was another event or something.
Yeah.
And some girls like, God, he's so hot. And then I was like, oh yeah. And then I found out he was gay. I was like,
I literally said that to
Thank God.
Tarun when he was like, "Oh,
leave
Sachin Bhatt." I was
some
like,
girls
he's
for the
so
rest
good
of us.
looking.
I was like, can we leave some girls for the rest of us, bro? So thank you. I appreciate your sexuality.
You're welcome.
Did you ever think about working in India?
I've had a couple casting directors call me, like literally in the past few years, and they sent me sides, and they're like, "And you can speak Hindi, right?" And I'm like, "No,
No.
And she like was laughing hysterically on the phone, and then she's like, "Okay, thank you, bye." But I think they just assumed.
Why don't you ever try? Because I feel like that's something you would do. Like just you as an artist and knowing you. I feel
guess
like you'd take on
because I
Hindi.
enjoy musical theater and like
Yeah.
that world, but I've honestly never been into Bollywood. Really.
Oh, gotta.
It's not.
Don't, dude. Do you want to get her? She's gonna unfollow you now.
Yeah,
just based on what
I'm
you
so
said. It's
sorry.
over.
Unfollow.
I like
It's
no. There's
over.
some amazing movies. I grew up with it, but it's not. Yeah,
Didn't speak to you.
it doesn't speak to me.
Oh.
You just came off of a show on ABC.
Okay.
So I feel like you've reached the highest of the heights for South Asians. I mean, I'm sure there's more to come, but you've actually experienced a lot of things out here. Like, I guess, what is your ideal out here as an actor? Like, do you have like intentions of where you see your career moving forward from here on?
Yeah, definitely to be the lead. Yeah.
Which is definitely attainable.
I know there's so many things I want to do. So many different genres I want to work in as far as acting. I only feel like I've scratched it, really.
Do you feel like you're a voice of the LGBTQ community? Do you feel that pressure on you?
I do feel the pressure. I don't know how much of a voice I am, if I'm being honest. Yeah.
I think that's good. I don't think you have to. You just be you.
Yeah, I try. I do what I can. I try to live authentically in my life, and like if people see that, then hopefully they can relate. But
Yeah.
You've been like that since I met you. You've always just been you. Like you're not trying to overtly talk to people or make an impression. You're just like you do you. I remember when I met you, I was like, "You're kind of quiet." He goes, "Yeah, I'm good." Because
I'm not always quiet, but yeah, like definitely in big groups, I'm like, it can be overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like smaller groups.
But I appreciated that.
6 and under is great.
I'm like that now, but
Yeah.
actually when I met you, I feel like then I was still more of a people pleaser. But I actually observed that about you. I really appreciated that about you. You're like, you're not trying to be fake or play
and honestly,
the Hollywood
it's like,
game.
it's a really big, like, it's so taxing on me if I do push myself to like try when it's not what I want to do. Then it becomes such a like, struggle.
I wanted to ask you, so after you moved here, how long was it before like the dating? But because I know you've been married for a long time.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even matter if you're gay or straight. Like marriage, being married, having a partner in this business is not always the easiest thing to do. So how did that start, and how do you balance that as an artist, like having a relationship?
He's very supportive, and he's not in the industry at all.
I met him.
So,
He's
I think
cool.
that's helpful. He actually picks all of my takes for my self tapes.
Yeah.
Because he knows me so well. So he's like, this one you're acting, this one is like the character.
Okay.
But balancing it, I don't know.
I saw your interview where you were breaking down your auditions. Do you put all your auditions in your notes? You're actually very systematic the way you approach acting.
Oh, I did that. I haven't done that
Okay.
this year, but last year I did. I was like, I had like 70 auditions or
this
60
guy's
to
a machine.
70. And I was like, it was this many series regulars, it was this many recurring. So I was just curious of like, and then like, how many did I book? Yeah.
So I was going to say, like,
I'm not usually, and this year I haven't done that at all.
you seem like you're very like proactive about, auditions and acting and
You're just
what,
anal.
what you do.
Yeah, I try to be. I try to always be working on my craft.
Yeah.
I'm usually like, I'm getting this job.
Yeah.
I'm getting this job. And I often don't get the job. But I do feel pretty confident like with what I'm putting out there.
Yeah.
And like growing all the time.
I have a personal question because I saw your daughter who's beautiful, because I don't have a family, obviously. But how has that affected, I guess, your life as an artist out here in Los Angeles?
It has a huge impact. And I find that year after year. Like, even like the last time I saw her, last month, she was crying about something. And it was like so emotional for her, and like gave her a hug. And it reminded me of like, I didn't have that much touch as a child, that much compassion, like that much hugging. And it just being around her brings out this sense of play that some of it was lost over the years. But having her it's amazing.
Now she's
It's
still
honestly such a gift.
she's in Portland still, right?
Or
Eugene, Oregon.
Yeah.
So you go.
I go like 4 to 5 times a year there, as much as I can. And then they all come to St. Louis to see my family in the summer once a year. So it's really cool. Like from the very beginning, they were like, we want you to be our sperm donor, but we also want you a part of our family. Like she's going to be, or they're going to be, we didn't know that. They're going to be half Indian, so we want to make sure that they have the culture.
And that's a lesbian couple that wanted that.
Yeah.
And you knew one of them as a friend.
Yeah, she's my best friend from college.
She's your best friend from college. And then
So we knew each other for 20 years. We've lived together in college. And so when she asked, she was like, and let me know how involved you want to be.
Jasmine would have done it. She's a fan.
she's done. She went down in 2 seconds. She would have. Now, how did your husband feel about it?
He was supportive from the very beginning. And I was like,
interesting.
are you sure? And he's like, it's your decision. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like not.
How
a big
involved is
discussion.
he?
He comes with me on half the trips.
Okay.
And he is involved. Like he has a bond with her. His presence means a lot to her.
Okay.
And even her mom's like, he didn't come this last time. And she was like, where's Timothy? And can you bring Timothy next time? Like, yeah, it's really special. Really sweet.
I guess that's a question for the group. Is having a family part of your future? Do you guys envision that? Do you envision that? I guess that's for Jasmine. Do you envision
Jasmine-
Why is it for me?
as a mom? I don't know. I feel like
As a
moms.
mom.
Oh no, you just got into hot water, bro.
Good.
Hot water's right here. I do for sure.
You do?
Yeah.
As a dad?
You're so close with your family.
Yes, super close with my family.
Why?
I think. Why? Why am I close with my family?
Why do you want a family? Why are you close?
You know, I don't know. Why am I close with my family? That's just, it's taken work. It was not always like that.
Really?
But I'm really good. Yeah. People see my family now and they're like, dude, I'm so jealous. You're so close to your sister.
Yeah.
Your parents are so good. I'm like, you've seen all the work it's taken to get here.
Yeah.
I didn't have a close bond with my parents at all through my teenage and early 20s.
it seemed like your parents were really supportive of
Yeah, it's
that
taken
whole
work.
journey and-
It's taken a lot of work to get here. It's not.
Okay.
I always say you've come at it. People come in thinking this is how it's always been, but it's taken work on all four of us. Everyone's done their inner work, and it's been good. But I don't know how to answer that question because people ask sometimes like, "Why do you want a family?" And I'd say one of it's an inner pull I have that I can't speak. Maybe it's just an animalistic draw that I have to be a father, evolutionary, like I do. But I can always say ever since I was a kid, like, to me, everyone has their own opinion. To me, it's like, what am I doing all this for? Yes, a lot of it's for me, but there's something else, like the inspiration, the love to give, to connect, to, and everyone I talk to, even people that didn't really want kids, when they do, most of the time, as hard as it can be and stressful and all that stuff, they go like, this has given me such a level of love and purpose, and I never thought what I was missing until I had a child. And I know I really want to experience that. That's my intention. Now, if it's meant to me or not, that's up to God. But that's my intention.
And I have it easy too, right? Like I'm not raising a child.
day-to-day.
Yeah.
But having that bond and like as it keeps growing and growing every year, it's just like
Yeah.
yeah.
You seem like you're a good dad. I don't know if it's for Instagram or not, but like, you seem like you're like a great dad.
He's a great dad 5 times a year. He's fantastic.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
right?
I'm an uncle and I love it because I get to see my niece and nephew like twice a year. I'm like, hey, here I am. They're like, oh, he's the fun guy. And I FaceTime them and then I leave. I'm like, all right, you take care of them, pay their tuition and stuff.
Yeah, I'll buy him some gifts. Yeah.
I love it. I taught her how to ride a bike last visit, and then she sent me a video.
How to do self-tapes.
How to do self tapes. I mean, she's probably, I don't know if she'll get into this field, and she easily could. She's very much like me.
Yeah.
But she sent me a video of her riding around, and like she was like, "Thank you so much, I love you," because she was so scared to ride it.
But you FaceTime her every day, or how's that work?
She's not a big FaceTime person. I don't. I send her like voice memos, and also I have this thing called Tony's. It's like a radio, and I have my own figurine, and I upload voice memos on there.
That's awesome.
And then she can just play it over and over, kind of like story time.
That's sick.
What? I need that for my dog.
Okay.
That's why I started with you. I want to get the female perspective. Maybe just having a dog. Like, is family part of? Have you always felt like you want to have a family? And like, I guess, is there a maternal instinct?
I think it's a very interesting question. It's an interesting point in my life that I've had to actually sit and think about this. But I am very close to my family. I have 2 siblings, and we're all really close and live near each other and whatever. But never felt like I wanted kids, to be quite honest. Don't really like a lot of people's children. Really, poorly behaved. And
You don't like, or you do?
That's how I feel about people and their dogs.
You don't like people's dogs, or you do like?
It's controversial to say, but I kind of
Why is
agree
it
with that.
controversial?
A lot of you guys out there don't know how to
manage
your
your
dog is
dogs.
walking you instead of you walking your dog.
Yes, that's
and it
a lot of
drives me
people.
crazy.
No, I agree with you.
When I
100%.
have
very
to
annoying.
like go out into the street and walk around because you can't keep your dog on the side of you.
And I get, and I'm a dog mom, and he's a very difficult dog. He was a very difficult dog. He comes from like a working, like a tack line. So it's been like hard training.
A tack line?
Yeah, he's a Doberman, and he comes from this like working.
That's like a
line.
security guard dog.
He is my security, and so it's been this like, up and down thing, especially the first couple years
What's
of
his
training.
name, by the way?
Remy.
Are those like Laddu or something like that?
Remy, and he sends his regards.
I'm sure.
But yeah, and so I mean, if you had described that process to me, I would have been like, "There's no way in hell I want this."
Yeah.
Just on the the surface, but I mean, he is a huge part of my day to day, and he does make my life brighter. So I'm like, oh, is a child like that? I suppose. And I see my friends with their kids, and I think I'm actually now open to it. I feel like I could go either way. If I end up getting married and I find someone where it makes sense to do that, I think I will.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like a huge amount of pressure to do it myself to be fulfilled.
Yeah.
Every girlfriend I've had, like long term, I'm always like, hey, we should have kids. I'm like, let's get a dog first, a good precursor. And it always like stalls enough time, and then we break up eventually. I'm like, thank God we got
But do you independently, do you want children? Like you say you have a niece and nephews.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, look, if I met the right person, children are probably the most honest creatures.
Incredible.
I seriously, not to sound like a misanthrope, hates people, but whenever I talk to my niece, I just love the fact that she's just so transparent with me. And it's hard to find that. And I love dogs as well, because dogs are the same way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would love to, but sometimes I feel like my lifestyle is not conducive to a family just because I'm so like self-absorbed. I also know if you meet the wrong, I've seen women elevate people's lives, but also have the inverse effect and destroy men's lives too. If you pick the wrong spouse.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
More often than not, men destroying women
but
through
mostly
violence.
women destroying men. But anyway, thanks for that.
But
Jess.
never men destroying men.
No. Oh, not in the way. Well, not in that way. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? You nasty.
Why is that nasty?
Men
No,
are destroying
don't
men.
ask.
I'm just saying.
I
It is
get
what it is.
Hey, sorry to interrupt. If you like this episode, please like and subscribe. It helps us so much. Thanks.
But there's something else. Now you're a massage, like
Bodywork healing.
Bodywork
Yeah.
healing, which is new.
Yeah, I stopped.
Let's plug that immersive body work. Check it out.
Yeah, immersive bodywork. Check it out. It was wild because I am someone who, like, I've had injuries, so I've gone to massages and bodywork like once a week for like 10 years. So I used to say it's my hobby because it really was. But now, I don't know how I got it. I just got into it. I started studying with different teachers, and now I have like this 2.5 hour experience. It's called a body concert because it is a concert for your body. I have like this musical journey, and the touch goes along with it. And it's like having profound effects on people. It's really cool.
Your reviews are incredible. I was on your page and people love
really
you.
resonate with it. And yeah.
And do you do it yourself? You put these concerts?
It's at your house, right?
Yeah,
You have a room for it.
I have a room, bodywork room for it.
Jazz is about to sign up right after. She's like, ooh.
Discount code.
I have women coming.
Yeah.
It's great. Like, it's really nice to be able to give healing to other people. That's helped me with my own
So it's a lot of-
depression and like things that have happened in my life.
So do you feel like it's a lot of like trauma release in the body? Is that like, so do you have a conversation first on what their physical pains, or do you have a
I
conversation?
only really ask like, do you have any injuries or pain right now? But not so much emotional. But I do tell
Being class for the first time. What trauma do you have? What childhood trauma?
What'd your dad do to you?
What do you want to
We're
work
gonna work on
on?
your lower spine on that one. We got you. I got you, dog.
We're gonna
Your
get
lower
that
spine's
scapula.
fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah, people. I don't talk about that. I just tell people to like feel free to vocalize, deep sighs, tears, whatever comes up. And sometimes they laugh when I say tears.
Yeah.
But then eventually,
All that trapped.
some of them do.
Yeah.
It's called
Cry.
somatic therapy. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, just working with the body, because it's not just like strokes. Like it's connecting. I'm connecting people to all parts of their body.
Yeah.
Are you a big believer in that, book, The Body Keeps the Score?
Yeah,
and
I am.
trauma that lives within?
Yeah, I have had many experiences with therapy and like with body work of memories coming up
Yeah.
when something is released, and just like
You did breath work, right? Like the 3-part breath?
3-part breath. Yeah, I've done breath work, and it's a little different than that, but yeah.
Yeah, I've done that. That's where I had like guttural cries.
Yeah.
Where I release so much, you don't even know it's trapped until you do it.
Right.
So I've had those experiences too, yeah. How about you, Tarun? You enjoy
What?
Like breath work?
it? Yeah, breath work.
I did the Kriya meditation thing once. I studied.
Is that Kundalini?
I forget the name of it. I did a whole workshop, and I didn't like that at all. And then I do like transcendental. I took a course out here for that.
Okay.
So I do that.
How was that? The transcendental. I know a lot of
Great.
people are
I've
into
been
it.
doing it for like 15 years.
Okay.
And I do it before I do this podcast. I do it before like I have shoots or something. I do it before stand-up shows. It really centers me because I feel like I have a lot of trauma, especially now. So it's funny how like everything kind of floods. When you were talking, like all these weird memories always come out, and I have a lot of like really bad trauma. So like I'll just keep revisiting stuff. Like I can't sleep well for the past 3 years. So like it'll just help me calm down a bit.
You have like a mantra, right? Or like with trans.
Yeah, so they give you like a mantra. I mean, it's basically anything you can say, but they give you a mantra, a secret mantra, and then you repeat it, and then you let it go, and then you go for 20 minutes. But it's funny because I feel like the breath is so consistent, and I've relied on that so much in my life. Like just the breath is there just to like calm you down as like a stabilizing force. So it's helped me a lot in my life.
That's important. I think that's really cool that you do that.
Yeah.
Also,
do
there's 4 Indians here. We have to say mantra. We can't. I'm not going to allow the mantra.
Mantra.
Okay, we're 4 Indians here, guys.
Mantra.
Mantra, please.
Mantra.
What do you do to
Sorry.
calm down, like before big stuff?
Before big stuff. Like
Like your ABC show, did you feel pressure doing
I honestly, when I'm on set, it's easier. I think
the company you keep?
the company you keep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. When I'm on set, it's like not as stressful as maybe like a Zoom callback or.
I feel like audition's harder than filming.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm like a movement guy. So I'll do like today I did like an hour of Pilates before I came here so that I could get into my body. I do more, instead of like meditation, I do IFS, which is internal family systems. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's kind of like when you're in self, you're in this curious, creative, confident space. You're like the orchestra conductor. And all of your parts, all these wounded parts, all these managers that are trying to help these wounded parts are your orchestra. And it's like, how do you be in self and work with all these different parts of you? So I try. So that's kind of like.
But what does that mean when you're doing that? Like you said it, but what are you doing in that
Mindfulness
moment?
technique?
It's recognizing when I'm in a part.
Okay.
That's running the show.
Instead of
being,
authentically you.
Yeah.
Got it.
And those parts are helpful. They all want to help you, but they've learned that from like when you were 6 years old and had this traumatic event, and now are doing something.
They're still
to
living
protect
inside
you.
you. Is that ego still running?
Yeah.
Like the ego doesn't know what to do when you're not thinking about the future or regretting the past. Like it's just like, wait, we got to be doing this, right? That protective mode. Yeah.
Jasmine, what do you do to calm down before the CONVO Sutra when you're stressed out in your car and crying?
What's funny is I actually pump up to come here so that I can.
Pump up?
I pump up. So
you
I'm
listen
like
to Bollywood
blasting my music. I'm dancing. I'm singing.
Yeah.
So I'm having fun as I'm like.
Okay,
which
that's
is why
good.
I was
I get
late
it.
today, probably.
I
Yeah.
did do some musical theater on the way here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
I do, and I do that before I film my show as well. I get like really amped.
What's your go-to song?
Oh, it could be anything. It
Is
could
it
be
Bollywood?
my future playlist. I could be in a trap mode.
What was today?
I could be. Today was
Rang de Basante.
like Bollywood EDM.
I knew it. I knew it's some Bollywood stuff.
You
man.
knew today it was.
I knew it was.
Well, whatever. I'm predictable.
Yeah.
But I actually am really big on meditation.
Yeah.
I've been practicing meditation for maybe like 10 years. I got very into it. I had this interesting graduate professor at NYU, and he was a monk, and he had actually been the one who he's a neuroscientist, and he put together that whole study with the Dalai Lama where they were, examining, doing MRIs of the monks' brains, and he is the researcher behind that. Obviously, Dalai Lama is not a neuroscientist. So he was my professor, and he had us do this whole meditation exercise one class, and I was like, I've never felt better in my life.
Yeah.
And also weirder because you're like just so still with your thoughts.
Yeah.
So then I do that. And it's funny because sometimes when you're really stressed, you don't want to just sit down and meditate and take the time. Like you want to keep doing or avoid your thoughts or something. But I force myself to do it almost every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we get caught up in this current, like this thought current and this actions, especially in Los Angeles. You go from one thing to the next. And just to circle back to our first part of the conversation, LA is a smoother lifestyle. It's more at ease, but it's really not. There's so many things out here you feel like you have to do. Like this weird dichotomy of there's sunshine, everything's happy, but there's so much rejection in this town.
Yeah.
So it's just this weird counterbalance that you have to process every day. And I think it affects me sometimes. So I got to get into Pilates.
Yeah.
Maybe you should get into Pilates.
I know.
I heard Pilates is very healing for injuries.
Yeah, that's why I started.
Yeah.
Because I had foot injuries, and I'm in teacher training now, working on the advanced.
Of course you are.
Of course you
System.
Of course you are. You would be doing that.
So you're
You
studying
would
in
be
school right
doing
now? Okay.
add that to the list.
Yeah, add to the list of things.
Are you still practicing Ayurveda?
No, it's kind of the things I've learned I try and keep in mind, but not
Could you tell Jazz is Pitta? Pitta dosha?
Could I?
Can you tell just by looking at her that she's fiery? Can you tell?
Is that true?
I have no idea.
It's a little true. I actually I was doing an Ayurvedic certification course.
Oh, yeah?
Get out.
I got too busy, so I just abandoned
How many things
it.
do you do? Jeez.
I know. How many things? But I have my job,
Yeah.
or kind of job. I have my work rather, projects, and then I have my hot chai, my creative outlet that I sometimes abandon when I'm too busy during the week, and then my listeners get really upset.
Yeah.
And then and then I have anything else that I'm interested
And
in.
your dog?
I have my dog.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot already. I cook a lot. That's a big thing.
Oh,
so,
nice.
yeah.
Hey.
I want to throw it to Jazz because you've been following Sachin for years. So now's your chance. You have him in front of you. He's a feet away. What do you want to ask him? And is there anything that you've been dying to know?
He's not straight.
No, I figured that out.
He's not.
from
He's not
following.
available.
I figured it out from following.
Just letting you know.
At some point, I didn't know it immediately because I've been following for so long.
Yeah.
You know, and so that was a devastating blow.
It's
but
okay.
it's okay. We've recovered
Yeah,
since
you
then.
You must get
moved
that a lot
on.
though, right?
What's
You
that?
must get that a lot though from fans who were like, who hit on you, like
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes.
Maybe it's more out in the open now. But when did you have to come out? Was that
No,
something that
I
had to
don't
have in
think-
your family or
Oh, in my family.
with your career? I guess. Yeah.
Career-wise, no. I think my agents always just send me stuff, that's queer. And
Okay.
half the things are not queer, so it's very both. Family, I came out to one sister when I was 18, another sister when I was 25, and then my
Damn.
parents when I was 30.
Wow.
When did you know?
I think when I was like 6,
Yeah.
yeah.
7, 8, something like that.
And how'd your parents react?
They were like, we love you, but it took them a little bit to come around.
So they had no clue?
yeah, that's
You
what they
said 30.
said.
Really?
It's very
Musical
interesting.
theater, opera? Like,
I know.
come on.
And also, like, I had one girlfriend for 6 months.
How'd that go?
It was good until
You're like, I love everything about you. This would be so much better if you were a guy, though.
But what you said is
everything
very
You're like, I
relatable.
don't see gender.
It's good until it wasn't. Like I've gone through that as experience. Like it's
yeah. And the girlfriend happened after actually.
Yeah.
And so that was like a whoa. Oh, cool. Oh, I didn't know. And then there was a point where I was like, no, I know.
What was different when you met Tim compared to other things that's turned into a long-term thing instead of like, oh, it was 6 months and then we're done?
I think there was like an unspoken connection of our histories.
Okay.
He was Mormon.
Okay.
So he grew up in also like a conservative culture, and so did I. There was a lot of things of shame. So there was like this connection without really even knowing that we're kind of mirroring each other.
yeah.
So just like a deep understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we got to wrap up, but I just wanted to say my personal thing is I didn't even know you, but I'd always go to the gym and we must have seen each other in circles. And you'd always like smile and wave to me. It's like, hey, what's going on? And I never even really talked to you until like this week.
Yeah.
I talk shit about a lot of Daisy actors. I never talked shit about you because I was talking to my friend Luck, I think maybe once, and I was like, I guess Sachin, man, he's always like nice. Like whenever I see him at the gym. So like you put out a positive energy. Like that's your natural.
Is that true,
Yeah.
Pritesh?
Actually, I usually talk shit to you. But that's true. Because we've known each other for a long time. We don't see each other or talk often, but when we do, it's always like kind of just where we left off. Like it feels like, like we're long lost friends. So yeah.
Great. Hey, so where can we find you on social media, Sachin?
At SACHIN BHATT.
Say it to the
Instagram?
camera so they can
That's
look
such
at
a
your
bot.
face.
Do you want to plug anything, by the way?
What do I want to plug? Oh, I have a recurring coming out on Netflix on the show called The Core.
Congratulations.
Yes,
Thank you.
nice.
I'm playing a Marine in the why am I forgetting if it's the 80s or 90s? He's
studied-
Don't Ask, Don't Tell. So that was really cool to get that part.
That's freaking awesome.
You know, you would think
Congratulations.
would go
You
to
deserve
like
it.
a white or black man or something.
All the muscles paid off.
We do show some skin. I mean,
Oh,
if there's a
I'll be
sex
watching.
scene,
I'll
sometimes
be
I
tuning
just, it's what I get.
Jazz is putting it on our Google Calendar right now.
I got to keep the chest hair though. I
Yeah.
fought for it.
Yeah,
we
you did.
got to keep it.
I love
good.
it.
Good.
At the Pritesh Shah. I have nothing to plug. Just go watch his stuff.
You can find me at Hot Chai Pod on Instagram.
And you can find me at Tarun Shetty. Thanks, Sachin, for coming by.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So fun.
That was awesome,
Thanks,
man.
guys.
Yeah, thanks to the panelists. Thanks, guys. And thank you guys for tuning in. Follow us, the ConvoSutra. Follow our Patreon. Forward this episode to a friend. Help spread the word. We appreciate you. We'll see you next episode. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Sachin.